This is not going to be a good one. Hey everybody, welcome back to Quali-Tea time. So, there is news, and I know people don't like it when I talk about politics, so I'm not going to, because you already know exactly what I'm going to say with regards to what's going on. Sorry, this backdrop is a little bit dreary for right now, so let's just... Oh, the joys of having a good green screen. Anyways, okay. So, certain events went down in the Western Hemisphere last night, and it ain't grand. I have seen very few positives in the feeds. I initially thought I was actually just being biased from my usual sphere of influences, but no, it is pretty much unilaterally bad. And I want to say to everybody who is scared, to everybody who has fairly decent reason at this stage to be concerned and afraid and worried and just anxiety-ridden. Yeah, you do have good reason, but I'm not going anywhere. If you need somewhere to chill out, if you need somewhere to feel safe, then I'm still here. My country literally left the European Union, or is at least attempting to still, and I'm still here. I'm not going anywhere. So, I'm so sorry that you have to go through this. I really wish I could make sure that you didn't have to, but I'm still here, and I'll still be here for you. And with that, 2016's ending on a pretty low note, it has to be said, but here's to 2017, hopefully picking up some slack. Things are looking better around here, so hopefully that wave of positivity will spread a bit more, and if I can be at the forefront of it, then all the better. On to the schedule, though. On Thursday night, we have Midnight Souls, where we're taking on Farron's Undead Legion at 11 PM GMT over at twitch.tv/lyinginbedmon. On Friday, we have an episode of Springrealms, where we're doing some designing of mobs for the new dungeon. On Saturday, there's a shift coming in Edgington, and we have Dungeons & Dragonhat's Anima at 9 PM GMT over at twitch.tv/thedragonhat. On Sunday, Mating Do has a new destination to go to. And we did miss the last Mating Do episode. It will be going up before this one, but I can't give an exact specific date. Sorry about that. It's scheduling issues. On Tuesday is an episode of XCOM 2, and at 9 PM GMT over at twitch.tv/lyinginbedmon we have York Dwarves Live, number 64. Almost 2 years and we finally have a full stack of streams. Wow. And we'll be closing out the week on Wednesday with Dungeon Maker. And on to your questions. So as always, these are drawn from the comment section of the preceding video, so if you happen to have anything that you would like to ask me, then drop it down in the comment section below. Our first comment of the day comes from AI13. What would happen if you removed the water element from the soul of a Springrealms spirit? Okay, so, slight recap of what we know thus far, or what I can reveal so far. Spirits that are players, at least, inside of Springrealms are composed of a fire element and a water element provided by Moriboka and Akinam the Waterbringer, respectively. Essentially, they are steam, which is why they can flit around as much as they do and all sorts. And there are pure fire spirits inside of Springrealms. We meet one in the course of Moriboka the Furious' dungeon, the Cold Forge, because Brimstone is a fire spirit. And there's a degree of fire also running the Furnace Drakes, so we know that a purely fire spirit can exist. Now, water spirits, we have yet to meet. We have never found a pure water spirit. It might just be that that doesn't work. It might be that you need some kind of energy in there, and fire just happens to be a really good producer of it. So, if you removed the water element from a spirit, such as a red maker, quite probably you might find that they just completely dissipate entirely. The water element serves as a pretty good, strong fuel, if you will, for the fire, because it keeps providing oxygen and hydrogen. But alternatively, you might corrupt them and create a purely fire spirit. Now, the fire spirits are known for being proud and aggressive and just generally speaking a bit more violent. Which is perhaps why Akinam decided to add water to the mix to temper them a bit. But as for if there's any canonical examples of this happening, we don't have any yet. DualApocalipsian asks, would you consider going to other conventions? Absolutely, it is definitely on my, it's on my list of objectives to attend more conventions. I can't say I'll go to every convention in a given year, because A, it's prohibitively expensive, and B, oh boy, I'd be wrecked. But I would definitely like to go to other conventions. I've currently been to Insomnia, I've been to MCM. Who knows where I'll end up next? We'll find out. And lastly for the day, Rafe Onsheka asks, what coding language would be best for translating sensor data for prosthetics? Ooh, oh boy, that's getting into a deep level there. Fair note, I am not a hardware guy. I'm not magnificent with hardware. I'm very much more programming. But I guess this touches upon that sufficiently. Okay, so, generally speaking, when you're dealing with sensor data, it's on a very low level of electrical pulses, and when you're dealing with getting it into a program, you want it to be numbers, more specifically float values or integer values, that kind of thing. And depending on the hardware you're using, you might have to go way down to assembly language for that, but I think most likely you'll be dealing with something on the level of an Arduino or such, which can handle a C++ style, or a C# style at least, language. So I would go with with the C# line, the C family in general. Pretty much if you know one of those, you can learn all of them pretty quickly, like span of a week. It's more or less just it's syntax slight changes, more or less. Also, if you want to learn another coding language, then the C family pretty much influenced everybody else. So if you can learn a C language, you can learn more or less everything else. Anyways, that is it from here at the Spring of Souls for today. Hope you've enjoyed this slight little change of scenery, and I shall catch you all next time.